Hi Ken, Oceana here. This is your G3 agency free website audit. Basically, my goal is to tell you what you can do to get your website in front of the people who are using Google to search for your services in the area that you service. Basically, I'm going to go through and show you what you can do on your own. And if you'd like any help with this, you can think of this as a business card with a bit of oomph in that, if you decided to go forward with this, but you don't have the time, it's possible me and my team could help you with that. And the next step would be to talk about your goals as a business and see how we might be able to help you. But this is my first step in helping you. You can take this information and do what you will with it, including doing these things on your own or bringing it to another agency and asking them if they can do these things. But of course, I would much rather you come to me. So let's get right into it. First of all, I would definitely suggest that you add a big click to call phone number up here somewhere at the top. More than half of the people coming to your website are going to be on their mobile phone, so it's just smart to have that big phone number somewhere at the top. And then the next thing is content. How many words are on the page? By the way, I love this picture right here. As soon as I saw this, I went, yep, I have to call them. These are the guys for me. I love family-owned businesses. I love locally owned businesses. So this just made my heart happy. And I know that your customers, I'm sure, feel the same way. Okay, so let's get into content. How many words are on the page? What do they say? So one note that I would make about your words is that you have more than the average, beginning website. Still not enough to show up at the top of Google, but increasing the amount of words that you have on your page, making sure to include certain key phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services is going to definitely help as well. And I'll show you what words or what phrases you will want to include. I did a little research and found some that you'll like. I did want to point out down here, this is what we call lorem ipsum text. It's just like the body text, I don't know, it's the write something here text. It's just gibberish. And so there's debate whether or not Google picks up on this and actually will put a website lower in the results because it has some of this left. That's actually debated in my field. So I would definitely suggest that you replace this with real words. Besides that, a human coming here and looking at this is going to think that you're not not doing very well or not paying attention to the details, and you definitely want your potential clients to believe that you pay attention to detail. And then the next thing is this right here, your Instagram button is broken. The other ones work, so well done. A lot of times people miss those completely, but you only missed the, you can either, add something if you have an Instagram, or you can just get rid of that icon there. Yeah, so that's it for, oh wait, no. I have one more thing actually on this page before I move on. So the next thing is if I right click on an image and I click save image as, I can see this image was saved as commercial sidewalk -1. So this is, I'll give you a half a point for this one because it's actually words. A lot of people save these images as like random strings of letters or numbers or whatever date it was taken. Or it'll say like homepage. So this is already off to a good start, but instead of just saying like some words that are, describe something in there, I would suggest that you put, again, this is another spot where you can put that key phrase that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services. So I'll get over to what those are right now. Okay, so, right here. This one. Okay. So I use this tool. This is called Ahrefs. As you can see up here. So it's a keyword research tool. It's also a site evaluator, which we'll get into in a moment. But first I wanted to show you the keywords. So I put in all the different areas. I graduated high school in McMinnville. I was born in Corvallis, Oregon. So even though I'm living in Orange, California now, I am very familiar with this area. So I thought that was really cool. So I put in all these areas that I think you'll probably want to work in, all in the Willamette Valley area. And then I also included landscaping, retaining walls, hardscaping, and concrete, just to give us a start. And so that gives us basically a list of words that include at least one of the cities and at least one of the keywords. So now we've got a list of words that people are actually typing into Google every single month. The average amount of times people are typing that into Google each month, which, by the way, these numbers up here, phenomenal. And then we also have KD, which stands for keyword difficulty. It's basically a measurement of how competitive it is to get to the first page of Google for that keyword, whatever it is. So Landscapers Salem, Oregon, for example, specifically with an S at the end, OR is shortened. It's got to be spelled character for character, exactly like that. But 600 people are typing it into Google each month on average, and it's got a KD of 12, which is a little bit higher than we normally like to go after. But landscaping jobs are pretty big. So what I would suggest looking at these numbers, if you do concrete and you do landscaping, because basically the higher the number here, the longer it's going to take to get to the first page of Google. So you want to go after some quick wins, which we call anything under 5 really is a fairly quick win in the SEO world, or search engine optimization world. So that would mean that you'd be seeing results in a few months rather than, 6 months or, a year. The higher we get here, the longer it's going to take. This is within reach. This could be done definitely by a professional within, like, say, I'm not exactly sure. So I've never personally gone after a 12 or above. I know my colleagues have. And they get in, I'd have to ask them about a timeline for something like this. But this, you would see results a lot faster. So what I would suggest you do is try to get in front of people searching for concrete Salem, Oregon, first, as you work on this. And, that would be something that I would do is you'd start seeing concrete leads come in first because it's got lower competition. And then you'd see the landscaping leads come in later if you were working on it all at the same time. Okay, so now I also used this same tool, but this time instead of using the Keyword Explorer, I used the Site Explorer. I put your website in there, and this is what it gave me. There's some interesting metrics here. So we have UR score, which usually has a number, but it has no data. This means that Google really doesn't know what to think of your homepage or your website here. So UR is how trustworthy Google thinks that this exact web page is. In this case, it's your homepage. DR score is how trustworthy it thinks your entire website is. And so it doesn't really think much of you at all. And the reason for this is referring domains. So basically, Google is a popularity contest. If the cool websites or the popular websites say that your website is popular too, or gives you power, with a backlink, which is a link from another website back to your website. A referring domain is a website that has at least one of those links on it. So if referring domains are popular, if there's another website out there that has a good DR score, that's pointing to your site with a link, that's going to give you power. And so you want to go out and make sure that other websites are pointing to your site that have high DR scores and are relevant to you in some way. And that way Google will basically boost your credibility as well. Okay, so let's talk about what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to get you in front of people searching for Landscapers Salem, Oregon, or any of those other, I used this one because it's it was one of the harder ones to get to, so that way I can show you really what's going into trying to get to the first page of these of Google for these keywords. So the first way, of course, is ads, which Google loves. Google will definitely sell you ads if you want to buy ads. They're fine. They're good, even actually in certain situations, especially if they're set up correctly. But I'm not here to talk ads. I'm here to talk organic results. So, okay. This is what's called the map pack, M-A-P-P-A-C-K. This area right here, you get up into this by making sure that your Google My Business listing is up to date and accurate, first of all. Specifically your name, address, and phone number. And then you want to take that information, plaster it all over different directories online. So directories are like Yelp, Yext, City Star, White Pages. these different places where you can list your information as a citation. And basically that's going to be picked up by Google. Each of those is going to be like a vote of confidence, proving that you really do serve this area with these services. That's going to help boost your popularity, boost your credibility, and put you up here in the map pack. You also want to make sure that you get lots of good reviews. That helps a lot too. But as you can see, you know, these guys are on that first page. They only have 11 views. You know, I mean, 11 reviews, not views. So it's not terribly difficult to get up there. Now, this is where you really want to be. So this is the #1 organic spot. It's the first listing after the map pack, and it gets approximately 30% of all the views, the clicks to this page. So of the 600 typing this into Google each month, these guys are getting about 200 of them. So now we want to look at their website and ask ourselves, what is it that they're doing right, that they're showing up on this first page, and what can we do as well as they are, so we can show up there too? And what can we do even better so we show up above them? So first of all, content. How many words are on the page? Are they relevant? Why is it jumping around like that? So they definitely have more words on their page than you do, but not so many words that it's like, you know, going to be difficult to outdo them in that way. Let's see. Let's check their images. How are they doing on that? Are they taking advantage of their images properly? Let's take a right click on this, click save image as, and they saved this image as Green Acres team group photo. So that they might be taking advantage properly, but let's see what this one is. Not saved as a photo. That's probably the back. Let's see. Save image as home 7 steps BG. So this is what I was talking about, where it's not really anything. So we could definitely do better than them in the photos department. And then if I go into their Ahrefs board, oh, what happened? Oh, it's okay. What happened here? Gotta go back. I don't know what I just accidentally clicked, but it was not what I meant to do. Okay, so now we're looking at their score. So their UR score, so that exact page, which happens to be their home page, is a 37, which is fairly impressive. And then their DR score is only 16. So this is a bit of an imbalance here. It's not terribly imbalanced, but that does give us a little bit of an edge there, where their whole site isn't as trusted as their as that one page. So that shows Google like, oh, they're trying to get this one page to rank, but maybe the other website pages are not as good, not as content rich, etc. So that's another spot where we could actually outdo them, is by having a more well-rounded website than they do when it comes to backlinks. And basically what that means is that they have more backlinks and referring domains pointing to their homepage instead of to their entire site. And that's just about, you know, keeping things balanced as you grow. That is that's the opportunity in front of you. I have seen this help countless other contractors. It's really fun. I really love my job. So I use my research skills, which I love research, and I get to help people, and I love doing that. So it works out. Please let me know if this was confusing in any way, or if I should have gone into more detail or less detail about any of this stuff. I'd really be interested in knowing what you thought of my presentation. And thank you so much for your time. Okay, bye.